first settlers arrived in Cades Cove about 1820. They started out clearing the land and building themselves log cabins and barns. They also said that the deer and the bear population was plentiful, so they had meat that was easy to hunt. As more people arrived to Cades Cove, somebody started building a grist mill so that they could grind the flour or grind the wheat into flour, and they also ground their corn. And a blacksmith shop was set up so that they could have their iron tools and get repairs on things made. By about 1850, there were 132 families living in the cove, and some of those families, I thought this was interesting, some of them were very plentiful and fruitful. It wasn't uncommon for those families to have 10 to 12 children. Now, one of the things about children is they need to go to school, and they didn't have a school in Cades Cove, so they would send their kids over the top of the mountain to the other cove, I forgot what its name was, and they would live with another family over there while they were going to school, and then they'd come back. They built several churches. Most of them were Baptist churches, though there was a Methodist population there as well. And when we went through the town, or not the town, but through the drive, we came upon the Primitive Baptist Church, then the Missionary Baptist Church, also the Methodists Church, and those were still standing, built in about 1900 to, I think one of them was built in 1906. In about 1934, between then and 1937, the National Park Service bought up all the land to create the Great Smokey Mountains National Park, and they also bought all the farmers out that were living down in Cades Cove, and the last of them left in 1937, and the buildings and all that were just left to the Park Service. So now it's just a beautiful area, nice drive through a valley with an awful lot of history in the national park. Well, we are in Great Smokey Mountains National Park, and we've already been to the visitor center, got our passport stamped, and we are headed now down to Cades Cove. And Gma hopped in the driver's seat, and she's doing a great job. We're not even scared. It is a narrow road.
Okay, river.
Yeah, there's a river, changes sides, but we have a river on one side of us. When it's on my side, it's quite the little drop off there. It's a gorgeous day. We thought we were going to get rain, but man, we got some nice weather. So, and there's places like this that you can pull over and stop, get a little closer view, but it's just gorgeous.
Just missed up that was a beautiful waterfall.
Oh, the waterfall? That's why that pullout was there.
Yeah.
We have to stop at the pullouts.
On the way back.
Oh, on the way back, yeah. Glenda squealed and said, "Stop, a waterfall, oh my gosh." And so we did. And it's just real pretty. We don't see a sign anywhere either. Doesn't say. She just spotted it in the wild. Right along the river here. Yeah, that's a pretty one. Okay, on the road. Yep, now the river's on my side. It's awful pretty. Oh, yes. There's a tunnel on the way into Cades Cove. Very fun. All right, we made it. We are now in Cades Cove. And Cades Cove, the word cove is in Appalachian terms, is a meadow, a flat valley in between two ridges or mountains. And we have a mountain over there, and we have one to my right. And so now we have a valley, and so this is the drive through Cades Cove. Been a pretty day so far. Hey, let's go on a ghost. That's a pretty picture. This would be a nice porch to sit on, huh?
Couple rocking chairs.
Couple of rocking chairs, yeah. Nice view. Yeah. That was the loft. Like I was saying, that would probably be the loft. Ow! I just bumped my head on that low overhang. Ouch.
Well, maybe we should look at our camera. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Hurt your neck?
Yeah. A 1.5 story cabin. This is big.
You need night vision on to see it, though. If you don't put night on, you can't do it.
That goes upstairs. It's quite the fireplace. Just leave. Don't move. Don't move. All right, there's a little deer. That's our biggest piece of, yep, gonna come across the road. There she is. Nope. here is the Primitive Baptist Church. Well, we are now walking through the cemetery behind the Primitive Baptist Church and looking for any names that might be familiar. None so far. This is an interesting deal. I'm not sure what the significance is of dropping the money on this guy. Russell Gregory died 1864. He was the founder of Gregory's Ball, about 1830, murdered by North Carolina rebels. Huh. Interesting story on a headstone. All right, well, this is the mill with the water wheel and all of that at the back end of Cades Cove in the little community that they've got back here. And they are in the process of rebuilding it to make it operational again. So that's kind of cool. They have a little visitor center up there, and then a blacksmith shop. And then the house. Yeah, it's very, very cool back here. So onward and inward. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am great, thank you.
Good.
Is this mill going to be operational? Are they rebuilding it and so forth?
Yeah, they rebuilt the flume.
Is that right? Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
They've got to get the wheel.
I saw that.
It's stuck in the sand a little bit. They got to get it lined back up. We were grinding corn here last August.
Is that right? So the man inside the grist mill told me that these extra stones that they have out here were the ones they used for wheat, and the ones that are actually in the mill, are the ones that they use for corn. Water source for the community that lived down here. And of course, they diverted it into the mill and the water wheel. Yeah. Same or very similar layout. One room down here, fireplace, and then a little staircase that goes up to a loft. Back porch. I don't know. I think I could live in a little place like that. I don't think Glenda could. Okay, the next stop along the route here is Dan Lawson's place. And a couple of things different about the log cabin here. And he's got a brick chimney and fireplace. That's interesting. You're doing really good, G-Ma.
Well, you know, everybody else I pass, all the grandparents have older grandkids with them. And I think I should have the granddaughters all with me seeing national parks. What about it?
How are we going to make that happen, huh?
I don't know, but it needs to happen.
Okay. We just got to stay vertical for a little while longer.
Okay.
Well, G-Ma and I are done with our drive through Cades Cove. We stopped to see just about everything. Took a lot of pictures and some movies. And now we're having our picnic. What'd you think?
It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
I think the drive in to Cades Cove from the beginning of the Smoky Mountains entrance was probably the most beautiful part. And if you go along a river, there's waterfalls. It's just beautiful. Cades Cove is more open and more open field. And it's rumored that, there's supposed to be a lot of animals. Well, I drove through the whole place so Grandpa could take pictures and not drive off the road because it's a very skinny road.
I got 3 squirrels, 1 turkey, and the deer.
I spotted the deer.
Yeah.
And I held up the whole line of people because it's like one car after another, like in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Because it was the biggest wildlife we saw. Missed the big action, so I stopped so the truck noise wouldn't scare the doe away. And she came right over to the door of the truck.
She wasn't bothered by the vehicles at all.
So I just pulled on so the people behind me who've never seen a deer, who's eaten their entire garden, could pull up and see a deer. But that was the only wildlife. That's sadly, we're not out yet. We're driving back from Cades Cove to the beginning of the entrance to the park. So we might see some other animals because it's later in the day. It's getting cooler again. It was so hot out there. As you can always tell, Demon's hair is always like humidity and heat. So this is what I did. I don't have hair for that kind of weather.